Hi. You guys go get lost. Oh, there's two people here already. Ah. Well, welcome to my lunch. Oh, one person went away already. Who was that? Well, whoever you are, hello. I am hungry. I'm Sunny. I don't know why this new cell phone is not focusing as well. I might take it to T-Mobile and ask them about that. I hope you don't mind. I was rushing to get here so that we could chit-chat for a little while, and I didn't even eat yet. So, I've got some lunch here from, oh my goodness, it's about 1.5 pounds of bread. It's one of those $5 Safeway. You know, today is $5 Friday. They are every Friday on $5 Safeway. Hello. Apparently I should have bought coffee. I don't know who's watching. The two that I've got here. Aloha. No, go lay down, Ellie. My dog wants to eat my lunch. They put so much. Hi, Nicole. Mwah. They put so much bread on these things, don't they? These sandwiches at Safeway, they need to take half that bread out. I think I'm only going to eat the top half. I'm going to put a little mayo on it. How you doing today, Nicole? I don't know what I got to do to keep that, the words from your messages up. I can't remember how I did that last time. Getting the hang of all this stuff. Hi. Oh, you just wrote me a letter? Oh, you're going to put it in the mail. That'll be fun. Hardly anybody uses snail mail anymore, right? Oh my. Look at this pathetic little lettuce leaf. Why did they even bother? It's not like it adds nutrition or flavor, right? Ellie, you don't want to eat that. Ellie says, actually, I would like to try it, Mom. Ugh. See, it's going blurry. It shouldn't do that. You know, my Note 8 did not have that problem. Hi, Heather. Hi, Lourdes. Guess what? This silly dog of mine, she's eating this limp lettuce, and she's loving it. Probably because she hardly has any teeth. She wouldn't let me from the time she was a baby. She would not let me brush her teeth. And even if I tried to overpower her, she wasn't having it. She was very stubborn. And now she has rotten teeth. I got my nails repainted a sunny color. Yeah, I don't know about this this new Note 9. If I'm going to have blurry in and out, not quick focus, no bueno. I want my old phone back. Me too, Lords. I thought it would be fun. I went to a new nail shop, although she says they've been open for 2 months, and it's called Angel Nails. Look at this. It ought not to have, every time I move, it ought not to have problems with the focus. Hi, Leslie. Has anybody tried the Diet Dr. Pepper? No, not Diet, excuse me. You wouldn't catch me drinking Diet anything. I want to count the calories. I want to count, if I had diabetes, I'd count my sugars, but I wouldn't, ugh. That artificial stuff is almost worse for you than sugar. They said it starts all kinds of memory problems and stuff. The words disappear once I get to read your messages down here. I love tomatoes. I have my own little tomato plant. Look. I grew that in my apartment. Now that's tomatoey. My grandma grew tomatoes in her yard, and she'd go out and pick them, and then she'd make her own ketchup. And that was the best ketchup in the world. I don't know what she put in it, and I would love to have had her recipe. I would have made it. I got myself, these were on sale. This is my favorite, unsalted chips. And then I like to dip it in a little bit of ketchup. Or if I've made sour cream with that, they call it California onion dip. Look it. I'm not happy with this focus on this new camera, new cell phone. Has anybody read any complaints about this? Anyway, if you have unsalted chips, then when you mix that Lipton onion soup into sour cream and make that chip dip that's really super salty, and then you're dipping the unsalted in, it makes it way less salt, because normal chips are about 180 or more salt. So this is zero sodium. So, is everybody having a good Friday? Tell me what you're doing so I can take a bite. Yes, Sharna, you can. And these are those extra thick and crunchy kettle kind. So it's real crunchy. Oh, Leslie, honey, that's so sweet that you'd use some of your downtime at work just to see me. Mwah. Love you. Elle, if I give you another bacon strip, would you go away? And I also splurged when I was at Safeway, splurged calorie-wise. It wasn't expensive. It was $1.40. This is butter mochi. Does anybody know what mochi is? See that? It's real sticky, thick. And mochi is made with a real sweet type of rice. And they steam it and they pound it. I don't know if they put sugar in it. This one I'm pretty sure has sugar. See, sweet rice flour, granulated sugar, coconut milk powder, baking powder, vanilla powder, butter, lots of butter. And then you bake it. And it's so decadent and delicious. So I like it, but I very seldom get it. Let me see if I can see what everybody said. Come on, words, come back to me. I live in Florida too. I just moved here a couple of weeks ago. Where did you move to Florida from? Leslie, great minds think alike. We asked the same thing. Look what else I got at $5 Friday. You ladies, every now and then, splurge to $5 on yourself. Get some flowers. If you're not going to buy yourself flowers, who is? If I was allowed to feed the chickens, I'd chop this up in teeny tiny pieces and give the chickens downstairs, but we're not allowed. Well, they're $5 at Safeway today, but they won't be $5 tomorrow. Better not postpone. Better go to Safeway today and get them. Boy, Elle is so hungry she's even eaten the lousy bread. Well, there is a little bit of woods right behind where our dumpster is, but you'd have to go over the fence and no. This is not going over the fence now. You live in Gainesville, Florida. Go Gators. I got a ketchup. I'm going to put a little... Oh! I'm going to put a lot of squirt on it. I just don't like how slow this thing is to focus. I really got to find out what the deal is with that. Oh, hi. What time is it in the UK? Your name is Livy. Livy is a pretty name. In the UK, they call these crisps, right? Crisps. Is the NFL already going on? I thought they didn't start until later in the fall. I'm having crisps. Some of my ancestors were from England. Both my mom's family and my dad's family, they didn't come over until quite late. I think both sides, they probably came over at like the beginning of the 1900s. Maybe something like 1910 or something. No. It must have been the part that didn't have manners. I'm sorry. They thought, my family thought for the longest time that we were from Germany. But my cousin was at a conference and somebody saw his name tag. And he said, boy, I haven't seen anybody from Switzerland in a long time. And my cousin says, I'm not from Switzerland. He says, oh yes, your family's from Switzerland. Your last name is Volti. And my cousin said, no, it's Welty. And he says, well, that might be how you say it in America, but it's really originally pronounced Volti. Volti. And comes from around in the Switzerland, Liechtenstein area. So we didn't know that. He did some research, and sure enough, our ancestors come from an area that was conquered by Germany, and so therefore they thought they were German, but originally all of their DNA was like French and Swiss. Oh, yeah, I don't follow the NFL anymore. The one thing, the one thing I remember about our trip to England, when it was the summer between my 10th and 11th grade, was that we were in a little bed and breakfast in Dover, and they fed us, with our breakfast, they fed us like stewed tomatoes, and also they had a minor bird that they had taught how to talk, and unfortunately some of the guests in the bed and breakfast had taught it bad language, so it would sit on the porch and cuss at people. That was funny. I love the rain over there. I'm going to have to take some ibuprofen. My hip is really hurting me today. My brain wants to eat another piece of sandwich, but I'm not so sure. Now, why is it going blurry? There's no reason. Do I have to put a hand behind my head? Why do you want to live in Florida? It's got a lot of big bugs and alligators and snakes. I'd be scared. I just don't understand the problem with the focus of this camera. Just a little bit. Now going forward, I'm fine. Coming backward, I'm fine. Oh, side to side. I'm more thirsty than anything. Polish people, they're the best cooks, I think. I love a lot of Polish food. Although I like Italian food, I like Mexican food. I guess I just like food. Ellie, go take this bread and enjoy yourself. Go on. Go take it over there. Go, go, go. Oh, Brandenton. My friend lives in Brandenton. Lord, you live there? Oh my goodness. Lord, you live in Brandenton? Lords, my friends, Frank and Aggie, they live in, oh golly, I always forget. It's something Cove. And it's a nice little community, and they can ride around on, like, golf carts. Something Cove. Their houses look really nice, but they're actually not built as a house. They're built like a mobile home, I think. See the texture of this thing? Let's see if I can get it to focus. There you go. That's a good focus. See, it's kind of... See how that is? You know what? This is not as good as homemade. Uh-oh, there goes my flour. You ate the whole bread? Right, Leslie? Well, I'm scared because in Hawaii we don't have any snakes. And you lived in Brandenton, and there are quite a few mobile home parks. Colony Cove, that's it. Ellington, yeah. Lords, that's correct. And my friend Aggie, she is amazing. She does caricatures. So sometimes she goes to like little fairs and stuff, and you'll sit down and she'll draw you, but it'll look like a cartoon, but it'll look like you. She's very talented. Very talented. I'm really not liking how the word's not coming up. It is pretty delicious. It's just I'm spoiled because one of my friends makes like the ultimately most excellent butter mochi in the world. Of course, Ella's saying, if it's not that excellent, then give it to me. Oh, 1 in the morning. Oh, sure, honey. You go get some sleep. I hope you have sweet dreams. It was so good that you popped in, though. I love seeing you and saying hi. Heather, you got animals, wild animals running around? You have a good day at work, Livy. Love you. Mwah. Have a good sleep. My daughter is excited, and my granddaughters, I don't know what the youngest granddaughter thinks. She hasn't told me. My oldest granddaughter is wildly proud. My husband is kind of tolerating it. It kind of takes away from my time. I kind of was spoiling him all the time. Focus. 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 Focus on me. The things I gotta do to get this to focus. Oh, Russia, what a sweetheart. Well, it feels like you guys are my family too, which is one of the reasons I'm having so much fun having you guys with me all the time. Hi, Reed. Aloha. Mwah. Reed is one of my LuLaRoe buddies. We have a wonderful, wonderful struggle bus, and Carrie is the driver. Our illustrious leader, Carrie Maloney. You guys should hit her up whenever you want some LuLaRoe clothing. She is the best consultant in the entire world. And she's got 6 kids. And she works so hard, and now she's going to nursing school too. Elle, I will give you another piece of bread, but go lay down. They constantly, my dogs constantly are bugging me. Go. The only one that isn't is the other one, and I'm not going to say her name or she'll be out here bothering me. She's hiding underneath the couch. Hey, Reet. Your words were there and then they disappeared. Yeah, Leslie. I love it. I've got another video to post, but I didn't want to postpone doing this because I know you guys are so far ahead of me in time. See, it's only like what, coming up on, it's 1:29 p.m. here. Yeah, Heather, we got a really great family here. Yeah, so this morning, after I dropped Dennis off, I just did a teeny tiny, I think it's like only 15 minutes. And the only reason I did that, because I know we're kind of overwhelmed with the ride that I filmed yesterday, and I still have 2 more parts of that to upload. But I wanted to show you the Kaneohe Bay when I come down the mountain from Kailua coming towards our town of Kaneohe. You can see Kaneohe Bay all spread out to the right, and I was trying to capture that, so I'll upload that later. And then also, I don't know if any of you were able to see the lady on the mountain, the face of the lady in the number 3 one, and was that the number 3? Actually, it was in the number 1 part number 1. And I got a closer view of that. I drove up into that residential area. Elle, stay down. Oh my goodness, she's gonna eat. Well, dogs get sick if you feed them a lot of bread. I've had dogs a long time, but I've never had one that wanted to eat the bread. And Elle's going nuts eating the bread. Oh, thank you, Russia. If I ever stop being like that, you just let me know. Shake a little sense in me. Say, Sonny, don't be like all those high maka. I never want to get, I don't care if I had 1 million subscribers, I still wouldn't want to be like all snooty and full of myself. I couldn't stand that. Okay, Heather. Love you. You drop in again soon. We're going to do this more frequently, just shorter. We're not going to do 5 hours again. Oh my God, we did 5 hours the other night because we just got carried away talking story. Well, to be honest, since I've gotten busy, I hardly have any time left to watch. But, of course, Peter. I was enjoying Graveyard Girl, but when she kind of came out of the closet about how filthy rich she was, then afterwards, and I know she did her crying thing, and I just don't want people to think the wrong thing, and all of that. And I'm sure it was genuine. But then she turned around and she spent a whole lot of time shortly after that really going overboard, talking about all the designer not like my little designer, like maybe a Michael Kors purse or something. We're talking Prada, Gucci, those kind of things. And it just was day after day after day showing off all her stuff. And it kind of set wrong with me. So I kind of keep an eye, and if she does something fun like Does It Work or something like that, then if I got a chance, I'll watch that. I like to watch these people too that do the RVs. They live in their RVs. There's one called Wandering Jimmy, and he just recently did a whole bunch of videos. He does beautiful videos. Wandering Jimmy. His editing, he puts the nice music, just the perfect music. He's not putting the music that gets your film blocked by YouTube. And he does real close-ups of like a flower with a bee in it. And his photography is amazing. And he's real soft-spoken and real gentle heart. So yeah, I like Wandering Jimmy. It used to be that I couldn't go to sleep unless I watched it because he would upload about 1:30 in the morning Hawaiian time. So I'd stay up, and when he uploaded his next one for the day, I would watch that and then I'd go to sleep. But yeah, I haven't been doing that too much lately. I've been falling asleep tired. Excuse me. So yeah, and Peter, who else do I really like? Of course we got Diana, at the Crazy Chick. But golly, I've got plenty on my list. I'm just in a brain fog right now. I don't watch drama, any of these drama. Oh yeah, Leslie, he's got more subs than I do. He should do a shout out to me. He's got tons of subs, but he deserves to. He does really beautiful photography, and he did like he's got one where he went to Port Gable, I think. He went to Poulsbo. Anybody in Washington State knows Poulsbo is a little Viking town. I went there when I was visiting my daughter and my granddaughters, and it is so much fun. And he showed like the bakery that I went in, and we could not get ourselves to decide, and we ended up with this huge box that cost about $35 worth of pastries. And it's like famous, and it's just amazing pastries. So he showed all the little stuff going on in the Viking town. If I get back to Washington, I definitely want to visit Poulsbo again. But he went there, and he went to Bremerton, where my family, where Rachel and the girls used to live in Bremerton. And actually, Rachel might be moving back there. I'm not sure where it is she's moving. She's recently been in Port Orchard. Oh, thank you, Shelley. So nice to have you come with all the other wolf pack. I was so surprised. You should have seen me. I was like, if I wasn't over 300 pounds and 64 years old with arthritis, I would have been jumping up and down on my bed when he gave, just when he gave a comment on my comment thing on that video. And then I went off that day to get my hair, to get like the roots dyed, and that's when I spontaneously decided, oh, let's chop it all off. And while I was in this beauty salon, all that was going on with Peter giving the shout out for the first time. And so then I started getting my text messages from friends saying, Peter shouted you out and your channel is exploding. I'm like, what, huh? Because I didn't know he was going to shout me out. I thought he was just going to, you know, I thought he was just going to make a comment on my channel down below, like when you all make comments down below. And totally was in shock and freaked me out. And then he did a second shout out and I was doubly surprised. Now I'm just praying and crossing all my fingers and all my toes, because the gift that I sent him for his kindness and a nice letter that I hope I expressed myself well enough and made him feel what a difference he made in my life. It's there at his P.O. box, and I'm hoping that he picks it up. I really, 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 for all of our sakes, hope that he opens it in a video so we can get to see the look on his face, and even better if Alex is next to him. But if Alex is like busy and cannot, it's okay. It's cool. But and if he doesn't want to open it on a video, I understand too. Maybe he's scared what it could be. What is this crazy lady gonna send me? Oh my goodness. But yeah, so we'll see what we see, or we won't see. But I'm sure that if he opens it and he doesn't put it on video, I think he would drop me a line. Yeah, you know, now some people had told him on Instagram that I was going to send him a private message and to be on the lookout for it. And I sent him like 4 of them. I sent him one saying, first of all, I said, is this the correct place that I'm supposed to leave a message where nobody can see it except us? Because I kind of want to send you the receipt from the post office, shows your tracking number. And I said, but I kind of think that should be kept private. And then he didn't answer, so I went ahead and took a leap of faith and I sent it anyhow. And some more messages, and then I said, I know you're busy, but could you just let me know if you've seen these messages? Thank you very much. And then, you know, I felt real self-conscious to bother him, but like my curiosity is like really going nuts. Okay, yeah, on his vlog channel. I think that's where he mostly opens stuff, when he opens stuff that goes to his P.O. box. But I have been so tied up, I haven't caught his vlog. His 3 channels that I love is, and this is pretty much in the order of what I love. I love, well, it's a tie between the Peterisms and the vlog. Those are my 2 favorite, because I'm not into all this drama stuff. But I love to watch the drama because he allows himself to let his hair down and be goofy and be funny for us and kind of ham it up. And that's why I said when he gets to be kind of Aloha or rascal and his little eyes twinkle, I've usually seen that happen over on the drama channel. And I think he's so adorable when he gets into that frame of mind and he just lets his hair down. So that's why I like to see him dance, because he just lets his personality out. Let me see if I can see comments. Oh, Reet. Reet, I don't know if you heard it, but in Peter's second shout out that he gave me, he said something about that I was hilarious. And I was making a joke. I said to Dennis, I said, I'm going to tell him that my husband does not appreciate him saying I'm hilarious, because now my husband has to laugh at my jokes. Because Dennis says that maybe I have my moments when I'm funny. He's had to live with it 45 years. I guess it's not funny anymore. Reed, I am so missing Carrie. Elle, go lay down. No more bread already. Look at, she's eaten. Look at, she's eaten all of that. Get down. And she wants more. She's loving this bread. Go lay down. Go, go, go. I guess I should hide it. Put it away. Put it up. These chips, I ate all of about 4 of them. They're going to get soggy. We have so much humidity in our air, you know. Oh, have to put a clip on it. So who's got the weekend off and who has to work? When I was working at Sears, I could count on working during the weekend. Yeah, Shelly, I don't know. I don't know why everybody gets, oh. You know what? I got this new telephone, the Note 9. I had the Note 8, and the Note 9 is supposed to have a better camera, and it keeps having trouble keeping focused. I'm going to go to T-Mobile and show them and say, what's up? Did I get a defective one maybe? What are you going to take pictures of, Reed? Oh, you're going to take pictures of all your LuLaRoe clothes? I love owls as much as sunflowers. Well, maybe not as much. Well, Nicole, I like the Note 9. However, go lay down. I'm serious as a heart attack now. Go lay down, take a nap. Go, go. We're done. This is my mean voice, okay? That's my mean voice. Now go lay down. Yeah, I love the Note 9 so far. I've had it all of, 4 days. But the focus when I'm on this live is not good. Aw, you're sweet, Nicole. Oh, Marguerite. I mean, Reet, you've been looking for sunflowers. Well, I feel terrible because I was supposed to give the kids info and a little fun time about manatees yesterday, and I got sidetracked. I'm kind of like Carrie when I get like squirrel, get sidetracked. Is that the HDAD or something that everybody talks about when you have a hard time staying focused on something? Comment below. No. I have some fluorite earrings and a fluorite bracelet, and it's supposed to, the energy of those rocks are supposed to help me focus, but it doesn't always work, and I don't have it on right now. I don't know, maybe it's old age that gets you mentally diverted off into a billion places. It's kind of warm today. How about everybody else? Oh, thank you. I just got them repainted today. And I had them put a little bit of glitter before the final coat. Just a little bit. Yeah, this focus, I'm just not thrilled with this focus. See now there. But what I had to do to get the focus right, it does not seem, if you're paying this kind of money for a phone, of course I got that jump thing where I just make sure that I have paid my previous phone halfway off and just pay a deposit, and then it's $30 a month. I have some acrylic, a thin coat of acrylic on there. My nails are really, really bad. But for my anniversary a couple weeks ago, I wanted to get nails just for the fun of it. I can't see words. I don't like that. 81 in Newport Beach, California. Elise, you're not the, I think the Elise that has a boyfriend named Tommy, I think her name starts with an A. She had to go with her honey, had to take him to the hospital the other time when we were having a chat. Oh my goodness, I've already talked 46 minutes. How can that be? 106? Yikes! Yeah, it sounds like, Elise, it sounds kind of like your name, I think, but it starts with an A. It might be Alyssa. A-Y, yeah, must be Alyssa. I'm not so thrilled with that cherry Dr. Pepper. I'm not a soda person. I'd rather drink water all the time. Oh my goodness. The fires are still as bad everywhere as they have been the last month. Reet, have you talked to Carrie? I mean, as far as her nursing school's going? Is she doing okay? I have only seen her a couple times, and she's been so busy trying to be up on what she was doing that she couldn't talk about that. Wow. Russia, that's amazing. Wow. Crystal, it's almost like the whole country's on fire, huh? Well, I had ordered, now see, it's not focused. I'm so not happy with this. There's focus. Definitely making a trip to T-Mobile tomorrow. And I can't get the... She goes live Thursday morning. I may be alive tonight. But Reet, has she said anything about the actual classes or the homework? How she's coping with it? If it's hard or it's okay so far, or not too much homework, or she's just tight-lipped, she's not talking about it. She's such a sweet lady. I like the mochi, but I don't like the crust on the bottom. I love her too. She must have been my sister in a past life. Her energy is like crazy. I don't know. Well, I know she feels she doesn't have an option, so she just does it, but go lay down. Go lay down. It's time to take a nap. Just go lay down. Ah. See, I'm not seeing any words. So, anyhow, yeah, so I got to get some stuff out for the kids because I know the kids are waiting for me to put something on Mrs. Sunflower's house. And once I can get my rhythm, you know, I told you at the beginning of me starting to post videos that I was aiming to put something up almost every single day. And once I hit my rhythm, that it wasn't going to be so hard. Well, I was doing that, and then I got sidetracked with yesterday getting so much footage and needing to edit it and get that up and out that it kind of destroyed my rhythm. So I got to hit it again. But once I get that, I figure in another week I'll have it all conquered. Then I've got a third project up my sleeve, and I want to tell you about it. We don't have options. Some have to take care of family alone. I know. That's right. So she's got a lot of kids still home. Go lay down. I'm not going to tell you again. Of course, I probably have to. Okay, so what else is new? I'm going to get the ricotta, and I'm going to make the ricotta pancakes. Now, I don't suppose that I have Auntie Vernon in here if Auntie Vernon is present and accounted for here, could you speak up? Just give me a little comment and let me know you're in here lurking. Because Auntie Vernon had the winning recipe last month, and I want to make the ricotta pancakes. But when I went to look to the recipe, it looked like it was just ricotta cheese, an egg, like some vanilla and a pinch of sugar or something like that, and maybe baking soda. I don't know, but it didn't look like it had any flour, and I was like, is this missing flour? Or is this one of those recipes where it's low carb and you don't have flour? So Auntie Vernon, even if you're not here in the room, if you watch this on playback, please comment and let me know. Oh, we're losing people left and right. Ooh. Okay. So I guess our 86 degrees over here in Hawaii is not too bad today, since all of you guys are still suffering from the heat over there. Go lay down. I'm not kidding. Sit. Lay. Lay. Down. 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 No. No more food. Why do dogs have bottomless stomachs? Take this and go away. And that's it. They've had so many of these bacon strips. Okay, now I gotta hide the food quick while she's not looking. It's like packing a picnic. She hasn't had the time. Oh, yeah, because I keep feeding her. True that. That's why I'm going to hide it really quick. I'll hide their bacon strips, too. Out of sight, out of mind, right? Boy, the lady at Safeway was kind of humbug today. You know, usually they're so friendly and so nice. Well, this one was not. I felt like saying, I can tell you're not a part of my YouTube family, because they would never act like this. I had gotten, for $5, I had picked up by their bakery. They had the bar cake that has the big strawberries with the gel and all the whipped cream. And I had picked one of those up. And then by the time I got to the cashier, I had decided that I was going to be a good girl and not eat that. And that Dennis's blood sugar lately has been high enough that he ought not to even have a couple bites. So I handed it to her. I said, I decided I don't want to get this. And I didn't want to just put it on some shelf randomly and let it melt and get all nasty. And she just kind of rolled her eyes, and she told the guy, here, take that back. But when I apologized, she just like flaked it off. She didn't go, well, thank you. You know, it would have been so easy just to say, well, thank you. And that's how our people are. They're so kind, and they're so understanding of each other. So, anyhow, I need to go get those contacts so that I don't have to keep putting these glasses on and off. Yeah, she's really confused. She looked at the table now, Reet, and she doesn't see any of that bread. I think I'm going to pour out this Dr. Pepper. Who cares? Or as Peter says, couldn't care all day long. Hey, Reet, these are my baby tomatoes. Yeah, it does take longer to be mean. And then it leaves you with a junk feeling about yourself, right? These tomatoes, I grew them into my apartment on a small little plant, Reet. They're so yummy, too. They taste really tomatoey. Tomato is one of my favorite flavors. That and avocado. What's your favorite foods to eat, Reet? Do we still have Crystal here? Crystal, what's your favorite thing to eat? Rasha, how about you? Reet, the poor plant is just about dying and it's still producing. I forget to water it. You have to water it every single day. Here's what I like to drink. Water. See this jug? I could drink about this whole big gallon jug a day. This is Menehune water. Look how cute he is. And many, many long years ago, I told my husband, I said, it tastes to me like it's got a little teeny hint of coconut flavor in it. He goes, you're crazy. And then we were watching a documentary about how they filter the water for Menehune water. And they take the coconut husks and they pour the water, they let the water circulate through the coconut husks. and that is part of the process. So I said, see where they were picking up some coconut flavoring? I've got very educated taste buds. These taste buds don't lie. Who wants to see as seen on TV? Does it work? I got a couple things. Actually, I got one I haven't tried yet. And oh dear, Russia, that's horrible. Me too, Reed. Somebody at Dennis's work sent me home a great big one. I'm going to crack it open tonight. Probably serve it on top of my chicken. I might simmer chicken breast in salsa. Well, Russia, and you got food poisoning from guacamole? Were you pregnant at the time? Pink pasta. What's unhealthy about pink pasta and what is it? Inquiring minds want to know. Go lay down for your nap. Oh, it is 2:03 in the afternoon. Well, the reason I ask Rasha is because I've had other lady friends that when they were pregnant, they got really sick on something that they had eaten, like say they ate chili or whatever, and then they had to toss their cookies, and after that they could never eat the chili, say, whatever it was that made them sick. Oh, pink sauce, mix of tomato sauce and white sauce. Full of carbs. Well, we're all going to die, so eat the darn pasta. Excuse my French, I shouldn't talk like that. You know, everything in moderation. If you let yourself have it a moderate amount, not a huge gallon of it, Rasha. Just have a normal amount and once every month or two. Because you know what happens, and I've been successful at losing weight a lot of times. If I say to myself, you are no longer allowed, let's say, green onions. If I said, you're no longer allowed green onions, then eventually I'm going to break down and I'm going to eat green onions, but I'm going to eat a whole lot of green onions. So I have found throughout my years, it's better just to learn to have some self-control and just eat, like, if it's something that's not filling you up in your stomach, if it's just luxury items such as dessert, excuse me, I'll just take 2 bites and push the rest aside. Like I did with my soda. Just took a few sips and pushed the rest aside. And, excuse me, boy, the soda really gives me burpees. Like I had that great big huge Subway sandwich from Safeway, and I just ate the little bottom part, and I only ate less than 1/2 of the bread. So I get Oreos. We had those Rocky Road Oreos upstairs in the bedroom. We still have them. And that was many long days ago when I did the 5-hour chit chat. Right. It's the control. And you know what happened in the 80s when I lost 240 pounds? And I was like 30 pounds skinnier than what the doctor wanted me to be. What happened was I got addicted to that feeling of control over myself. Now that was a real head head illness there. And so I would be really, really tough on myself. And then I was just like thrilled that I could be the boss of myself to such an extent. And that was kind of sick in and of itself. You know, I'm glad that I made it out of that mindset. So I didn't even know it at the time, but was getting kind of anorexic. Yes, ma'am, Miss Nicole. Shelly. Oh, hi, Valerie. My grandkids, my granddaughter and my great-grandson are down by Georgetown, Valerie. Shelly, I lost 240 in about 18 months, and I kept it off for over 4 years. And then, to be honest, when I put the weight back on 4 years later, it was because I was in a bad place mentally, and I was feeling really angry and really sorry for myself. And so I basically thought I'm just going to put the weight back on and, you know, kill myself with the fork. That was going to be my weapon for my suicide. And in retrospect, that was stupid, and it was kind of over here what we call Mento, like those candies from Europe, Mento. But yeah, thankfully I was protected by divine protection from myself and got that slapped out of me, that bad attitude. But yeah, that bad attitude actually kind of saved my life because I had gotten carried away with the losing weight, and I was doing some modeling for Susan Page modeling agency here in Honolulu, and which wasn't all that fun. And so yeah, I was kind of didn't get into it that much. But back in those days, to be drastically thin was considered really in. So even though I was X number of pounds under the doctor's preferred weight, they kept saying, oh, you're looking really great, but how about taking off 5 more pounds? And I thought, okay, it's simple as that. So I'd take off 5 more pounds. And I had my own program that I developed for myself. Yeah, Rasha, I'm glad too. And now every time when I do lose weight, I have to be real cautious. And when I start, instead of calling it losing weight, over here we call it pulling down. When I start pulling down, you guys will have to kind of keep an eye on me and see if I'm getting fanatical. And then if I do, say, psst, 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 Sonny, you're getting a little overboard. What works for my body, Shelly? And I totally believe that everybody's chemistry is different. So you kind of have to test one thing, watch your body's reaction, try another thing, watch your body's reaction until you hit the perfect thing for you. But the perfect thing for me, and I have to preface this by saying keto to me sounds an awful lot like the Atkins. I did the Atkins when they very first started, and you'd get the test strip, and you'd shishi on the test strip, and it would tell you if you were in ketosis. I took the Atkins book and I followed it to the letter. And I was in ketosis, and the first month I gained 15 pounds. My body does not do well with high protein, high fat. My body does better with moderate protein, low fat, low sodium, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. And then I eat every 3 hours. When I'm successful, I'm eating every 3 hours. The snacks that I have in between my meals are just slightly bigger than my meal. I mean, slightly smaller than my meals. And it'll have like a little protein something, and then maybe like half an apple, or it'll have a little Greek yogurt if I'm home. A little fruit, a little carbs, a little, but the good kind of carbs, you know, that have fiber and stuff with it. Not just candy. I don't eat candy. Um, and if I'm losing weight, every calorie had better taste good. I do not waste calories on mediocre stuff. Not having it. So my food's got to taste really good. Otherwise, I'm not wasting my calories on it. I count calories, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because when I get in the, you know, say we kicked me off into a good start on my diet today. By a month from now, I will be really doing good. Everything will be just clicking, 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 clicking. It's like a well-oiled machine. When I'm doing that, it is really easy for myself to eat only perhaps 800 calories for the day, which is not good. Anything between 800 and 1,000 calories, or definitely below 800, anything really 1,000 or below is considered starvation. Now, if you put 2 starvation days side by side, your body kind of starts to get turning its head at you like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Hey. If you add a 3rd starvation day back to back, your body goes, oh, definitely, no question about it, she's starving me. Your metabolism, it turns it right down. You're not going to burn hardly any calories, and that's not what we want to do. So why I track my calories is so that I don't get carried away with the low calorie days. Because if you're eating a ton of vegetables and fresh fruits, it's really easy, even if you've eaten all day long and you feel full, when you add up your tally, it could very easily come in as starvation levels. So we don't want that. We want to have, you can have a day like that, but make sure the next day you have like 1,400 calories. The next day after that, maybe 1,100 calories. The next day after that, maybe 1,600 calories, and kind of bounce it around. So that was like nature back in the days of caveman days, right? Some days they found a lot of fruit and berries and got lucky and got a fish or whatever. And then some days they couldn't find much. So their diets went and bounced around a lot, and that was natural. That's natural for a lot of our bodies, and the metabolism will stay revved up. If you eat every 3 hours, what happens after 2 weeks is you lose your appetite, and then you can eat just because you know that the gasoline gauge on your body is saying your fuel is low. You need to keep putting your fuel in. But what happens is if you eat every 3 hours and you keep it well balanced with not a lot of refined sugars, what happens is your blood sugar stays so low. I mean, not low, so level. It stays so level, and it's not doing all these big spikes. The big spikes is when you get your appetite. When you go boom like that and your sugar level in your blood is low, that's when you're going to get a ravenous appetite. Me personally, my body will even create a little bit too much insulin sometimes. Sometimes have an overactive pancreas. So I'll get shaky. So yeah. And then, excuse me, if you eat every 3 hours and you lose your appetite, then it's really easy to be totally in control what you want to eat, because you're not driven by just a huge appetite. Oh, thank you, Rasha. Oh, I do, Valerie, love myself. Absolutely. Yeah, you know, that's what life's all about, is figuring these things out and, you know, making a mental note of it and then make sure you don't go through it again. It's just when we refuse to learn from our past that we have to do it again. I'm feeling good. My knees are giving me a hard time, and that's why I've got to get going with this losing weight, because once I drop probably even 50 to 60 pounds, which will probably happen the first couple months. When you're over 300 pounds and you start to do anything, the body is just so thankful that it just lets go of the weight really fast. And I've always been blessed. I've always had great weight loss. The last time when I was working at Sears as an MCA and I was rushing around, I was using it as my exercise, rushing around, putting things out on the shelves just as fast as I could, and then run the empty cart back to the stock room and bring out another cart. And I always made a goal for myself, and I was always in competition with myself, how many drops I could do in my shift. And then, of course, if, say, a lady wanted purple bath towels, but we were all out of purple bath towels there on the shelf, I'd run back to the stock room, run up the really tall ladder, and get down the purple towels and run them out to the lady. So that was my exercise, and I dropped like 160 pounds in 10 months. So, yeah, and that was well after menopause. So this thing about some people want to think that if they've had the change of life that their body just cannot let go of weight, that's not true. If you have medical issues and you're on prescription drugs, those may play a part of you having trouble dropping weight. But if you're just an average person that doesn't have chronic illnesses and aren't on prescription meds, if you conquer all of the stereotypes that you hear in your ear, go into your brain, if you conquer that, your body will let go of the weight just like when you were younger. So there's a real power in the brain, you know. I had read, I got a little piece of that skin off of my tomatoes, that my little tomato plant. I had read back in the 80s, before I had lost the 240, I read an article about a girl that had lost 170 pounds in like, I think it was either 12 or 14 months. And she had said she had a weight loss every single week, and she never had any plateaus. And I thought, well, you know what? I don't have any physical problems. I don't have any thyroid issues. I have a hand-to-mouth issue. I enjoy eating issue too much. And I was brutally honest with myself, and I know Peter has a thing about saying brutally honest because of that one girl that was making such a stink about it. But I was, and I said, if she can do it, I can do it. And so that's when I came to realize the power of the brain to kind of speak to the body, and the body will follow like a little puppy dog, whatever. And, you know, when you think about it, the people that brainwash people, for example, prisoners or something like that, the people's really controlling their minds, and then their bodies react, right? So you can use that in a positive way, in a positive manner, and just tell yourself that positive reinforcements that you can do this. And I ended up having a weight loss every week until I was below my goal. So, you know, and it might be it might be like half a pound or even a fourth of a pound. But as long as you're still going down, 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 you're going in the right direction. Let me see what the comment was here. Hi, Katie. That's what comment came in. Oh, thank you. So anyhow, yeah, so Every time when I lose weight, let me get that piece of tomato skin out. Every time I lose weight, I think about the 60 to 70 pound area is when I notice that my arthritis suddenly has disappeared, my varicose vein isn't hurting, my hips aren't hurting, my knees aren't buckling. So I remember distinctly one time, we didn't have a car at the time, and Dennis and I had ridden the bus down to Ala Moana, and then we had walked like the 2 blocks from Ala Moana to the new Walmart. And I had been losing weight, but apparently I hadn't been paying any attention. And we get to Walmart. Now, my hips back then were as bad, if not worse, than what they are now, where it just feels such pain, like it feels like it's maybe even bleeding inside the hip, like it's raw hamburger. So we walked from Ala Moana to Walmart, and all of a sudden it dawned on me. I had not taken any ibuprofen, and I looked at him and I said, oh my. He said, what? I said, do you realize, did you notice? I'm not crying, I'm not complaining or whining. I said, I'm not hurting anymore. And that's when the light bulb had gone on. That's when I had reached enough weight loss that my pain had gone away. And once you have that feeling, if you are so heavy that you have a lot of chronic pain just from the weight, when you notice that you don't hurt, you get hungry for that feeling, and you get really hungry for your not having pain to grow and grow and grow. And that in and of itself, it just stimulates you to keep on and keep on and keep on, because I'm going to feel even better than I do today. I'm going to feel even better than I do today. That's why I want to call our group Feeling Better Buddies, because it's not so much about getting skinny, it's about getting healthy and feeling better. So I hope that any of you that have any issues will join us as we're starting that group up. And there'll be more information coming soon about that too. So that is my story of how I lost weight. Lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. I would like to lose weight, but I like food too much, don't we all, Shelley? But you know what? You can have anything you want to eat. I believe you can eat anything you want to eat, just in moderation, and control it. Right now, because I'm not on my diet, I will eat half of a pizza, and it'll be the regular thick crust pizza. No bueno. No bueno. So when I switch modes and I am dedicated to losing that weight, you'll hear me say I'm only eating thin crust pizza. I'm not eating meats on it. I'm mostly having vegetables, maybe a little bit of chicken breast that's been cooked before and diced up, sprinkle on there. I'll eat 2 slices of thin crust, and then I'll have a huge salad on the side. So I feel nice and full. And I like to do my smoothies. I have to say, the last time when I lost 160 pounds in 10 months, I was doing a smoothie every day. And I was putting like kale and spinach and a little bit of carrot, a lot of definitely celery, 1 stalk of celery, which kind of makes the flavor a little strange if you don't add agave, some Greek yogurt, and all the frozen pineapple, frozen banana, frozen blueberries, and all that goodies that you put in there, and really boost the antioxidants too, because it takes a toll when you're losing weight. It's such a happy feeling when the pain that you've been feeling so long fades away. Rasha, exactly, Rasha. Oh, I am so glad, Katie, that you're coming up. My friend Jane Godby that I spoke of, and I hope and I pray that somehow a miracle happens and She hears my voice and she remembers um, her her little chubby friend in Belgium. She knew me by a different name, the name which must not be spoken. I hope she finds me because I love Jane Godby. She was tall and slender and, oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. She had huge eyes and beautiful big lips. She had the lips that all the girls are trying to get with fillers. She had the big, beautiful lips and cute little sprinkling of darling, darling freckles on her. And she was a mix of African American, Native American, I think Caucasian maybe a little bit, and I forget something else. Beautiful though, tall and slim. And Katie, she was underweight, and that girl worked hard to try to keep weight on. I remember she'd have milkshakes in every morning for breakfast with her pancakes and her eggs and all her bacon and all her other stuff that her mom would fix her to try to, and she just had the hardest time. She just had a real high metabolism is all. We had so much fun in high school together. Yeah, I know you had mentioned that the other day. Yeah, Rasha, that's why I'm really anxious to get myself on the ball here, and I have no excuses anymore because all of the holidays are over, our anniversary's over, Mother's Day's over, my birthday's over. What's holding me back, right? So it's the kick in the okole that I need just to get myself going. Once I get going, I'm okay. But it's that kickstart, man, that's really hard. Well, sometimes what I do is I sneak myself into dieting. I try to play little games on my mind. Like when we go out to eat, I'll just push away like maybe 3 or 4 bites. And I'll say, I'm just leaving these 3 or 4 bites. I'm not going to eat these. I'm full enough. And just for this time, I'm cutting back that much. And I pretend that that's just a one-time thing. And then I try to do it more frequently. And then I start leaving 5 bites. And by the time I've been with it for about a month or so, if we go somewhere to eat, I'll ask the lady to bring me a to-go container, and I'll just put half of my meal in there right from the get-go, and I won't even eat off my plate until I do that. Oh, wow. Katie. Hi, Sharon. Oh, my goodness. Sharon, everybody say hi to Sharon. Give Sharon some love. Life has just given her a rough time a little bit here, and we love you, Sharon. Everybody go to Sharon's page and support her, please. She's a sweet lady that lives in Alabama. I just love her to pieces. And if I was there, she's lucky I'm not there. As big as I am, I would have probably crushed her because I would be hugging her neck so hard. How you doing today, Sharon? I'm sorry the situation is awkward there. If I was living there, you know, I'd make sure everything was all squared away. She's in a transition time. She's just going to turn her life around. Hey, that's the fun times, right? I mean, it's challenging and it's nervous and it's scary, but that's also the fun times when you think back on it. Yeah, it'll work out. I'm okay, Sharon. My knee was buckling all morning long. Even walking around the house, I'll let out a little squeal in pain. Because, you know, every time my knee buckles, it's kind of like a hiccup or a sneeze. I get this involuntary, and it kind of goes, ah! Kind of, yeah, and it's a pain scream. But it's just a split second that it hurts in my knee. And so, yeah, so I did that when I was working on breakfast, and Dennis kind of looked at me like, I said, it's fine, it's over. But I kind of baby my knee when I do that because, and I make sure that when I walk, I'm constantly next to something I can hold on to because I don't want to fall down. Yeah, I know, Sharon. I gotta, you know, even if I get going and I just drop 75 pounds, I'm still going to be really heavy, but I'm going to be feeling a lot better. And probably that knee thing's going to probably start going away. Theoretically, within 4 months, I could probably drop 100 pounds. I know, Sharon. That's why I had to quit Sears. I was in fine jewelry. It was lucky for me I was in fine jewelry because I had this cart on wheels that I would have like my diamond tester, my ring sizers, all of the supplies that I needed to take care of my customers. And so if my knee started to buckle, I could hold on to the cart. But and I tried to muffle my little yelp, but every now and then it would come out, and the poor customers, because a lot of them are repeat customers, they love me, and I had some that wouldn't even come to the counter unless they would peek when they came in the door that was from the mall. They'd peek towards, and if they didn't see my blonde hair over there and see that I was on duty, they told me this after the fact. They said I would just go. I wouldn't. I only came to shop with you. So a lot of my repeat customers, I didn't want to keep scaring them because they didn't understand, you know, what was happening with my knee. So that's why I quit. And that's why, Sharon, I got in such a bad depression. I'm not kidding, really bad depression. For the first year of not working at Sears because when I was working that counter, I could be like this with all of them, and some of them would come and they had their own issues and worries and stuff, and by the time they left, they were smiling. You could tell like a weight had been lifted, you know, and some of them were grumpy and they were angry. And by the time they left, they were laughing, and they had let go of a load of anger. And it was like very fulfilling to my heart. And so when I had that taken away from me, and I just was in the house, and I didn't really even realize it, but it really got to me. And I thought, I'm going to end up just dying unfulfilled and like nobody to really pour out my love to. And then I started getting encouraged by Peter. Sharon, I don't know if you know Peter Mon, but he's a wonderful guy that has like 5 different channels. Peterisms. You should look up, Sharon, look up Peterisms. And he's got a book channel because he loves to read, and so people that love to read books should connect with him on his book channel. And then he has a vlog. He uploads every day to all of these, Sharon. Anyhow, it was through watching his videos that I realized what a good way for me to sit down off of my bad knee and still be able to share my love with people out there. And that changed everything. That changed the whole ball game. So I was already excited because I had 44. I had gone up from 2 subscribers to 44. And I was so excited because there was 44 people I could love. And then he shouted me out twice on his channel, and my subscribership just jumped up by leaps and bounds. And then these wonderful people that I call my ohana that are here, they rescued me from feeling like I had nothing to give the world anymore. And I feel like Sharon, I told him the other day, and it was God's honest truth, that if I died in my sleep, I died happy, because I felt like I had made the world just a teeny little bit lighter and happier, and I had gotten people to make friends with each other. And I feel like I'm living what I wanted to do with my life, you know. Sorry to be so weepy. It's kind of a happy tears. It's happy tears. But yeah. So I'm so thankful to Peter. I'm so thankful to all of you. You really have turned my life around. I'm trying to read all these, sorry. You know, Sharon, I really believe that things happen the way they're supposed to happen. Oh, and now poor Elle wants to give me love because she doesn't like me to cry. She can't tell whether it's a happy cry or... I got to get these dogs all groomed up, Sharon. I feel so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get everybody sad. Please don't be sad. Be happy. I'm happy now. Oh, Russia. I love all you guys so much. You guys never know. That's why I really hope that Peter likes the present that I sent him. Sharon, I bought a really nice statue and sent it to Peter in thanks, and it just arrived a couple days ago there, and we're kind of all praying that he'll open it on a video so we can see his reaction. And yeah. Hi, Nicole. Oh, I was just being silly and shared how my life had been going before all of you wonderful people came to be in my family. And I got a little soggy in the eyes. But they're happy tears. I'm happy now. I am so happy. Sharon, I was telling the gang the other day that I was going around the house singing a happy song, and my husband was looking at me like, "Ah, enough already." It's just a little too much joy, and it bubbles over even when it's just me here at the house. Nicole, I love you too. I love all of you guys. I'm so amazed at what a wonderful bunch of people I've gathered here. I'm just blown away. It's so amazing. Yeah. I just wanted to grow and grow, and that's why I get a little frustrated. I have so much patience for other people, but when it comes to myself, I have like so many high hopes for what I can do for all of you, and then when I don't reach my goals, I get really angry with myself. So like I had wanted to teach the kids about manatees, and yesterday I did not do that the way I had told them I was going to do, so I felt really, really bad because, you know, kids need to feel like they can depend upon me, and I let them down. So today, before I came home, I swung by the library, and I was so excited. I was like, oh, my parking angel got me the perfect parking spot. Well, yeah, they did. But then when I get and drag my booty out of the car over to the inside the library, They're all locked up. They don't open until 1 o'clock this afternoon. And this was like at 11. So no wonder the parking angel didn't have any problems. Oh, no, Sharon, I don't mind at all. You know what, Sharon, I was telling them that once I get to be a partner and I start making some money from YouTube, then what I can do is use that money to fly over to places, and I can do a collab with people, and I can, at the end of the year, on my taxes, I can write off the expenses. That would be fun. I want to go meet Diana, and definitely you. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I was teasing, hey, everybody, I was teasing Sharon the other day that if I come to see her in Alabama and she doesn't take me for some of that good chopped Alabama barbecue, that if I die before her, I'm going to come and haunt her and go, ooh, you should have took me for barbecue. I never would haunt anybody. I might be a guardian angel. I'm kind of a really mean bear mama, if anybody was saying anything bad about my cubs. I seem sweet and all sugar and spice here, but you try to do wrong by somebody I love and you're in a world of trouble. Not because I will beat you up physically, although I probably could. But I have a verbal tongue, not to use obscenities at all, but I have a pretty good IQ and a pretty good use of vocabulary. And I seem to have creative ways to put people in their places. And then, more than one time, somebody was being sassy on a thread on Facebook, and I just said directly to the point, and in such a way that made them look so small, and they shut up just like that. Oh, Reed, sorry you got to go to work, but make those bucks. Ching, 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 ching. You got to make hay while the sun shines. I got the best gas mileage when I did that driving all around yesterday. It got up to 42.5 miles per gallon. Oh, I love you, Reed. You have a good day. Sharon, okay. Nicole, where's the ghost that helps with laundry or dishes? I know, right, Nicole? Although, I don't know if it was my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, who it was on the other side. But one time, I went upstairs and the dryer was going, and I thought, what? I don't have any clothes in the dryer. What is the dryer going for? Excuse me. Ever since I drank that Dr. Pepper, I got the burpees. And so, yeah, so I went downstairs and I said, did you turn on the dryer? And Dennis said, no, I thought you did. And he said, when I went upstairs to go to the bathroom, I noticed that the dryer was all of a sudden turned on. And he said, I thought that maybe you had done laundry and I didn't know about it and you had stuck them in there while I was in the bathroom. I said, oh no, there's nothing in there. So we just kind of looked at each other like, and you know, Twilight Zone music came on in our heads. Because my dryer, you have to really crank the thing this way, and then on the other button all the way across, you have to push the button in hard to turn it on. So one of our ghosts was trying to help with our laundry. Most of the spirits on the other side are just like our grandmas and people that love us, just kind of generally popping in and looking over us. And then there's our guardian angels. If there's anything bad hanging around, then we just need to say a little prayer of light around us. I never felt really threatened or scared by any negative. Well, I have to take that back. The Sears at our mall is built where a children's cemetery was, and we know that it's haunted. It's pretty well not a secret anymore that our Sears is haunted, and a lot of us have heard the children laughing. We've heard when we were closed, them bouncing the balls right outside of our gate that goes to the mall, inside of the mall. And the funny thing about that is it sounds like a ball bouncing on concrete, and yet we have carpet in there. Well, probably, yeah. We've also had the remote control in the middle of our bed. When this happened, actually, I think I had a king-size bed. The dogs were completely away from the remote. Neither one of us was touching it. It was like nobody was around the remote. It was in the smack in the middle of the king-size bed. And all of a sudden, the channel changed. Yeah, so anyway, there was a stairwell in the back in Sears where we would go down to where we had some, you know, those units that we display things on. And so I had a creepy feeling every time I went past that stairwell. And I mentioned it to somebody else, and they said they felt it. So we asked around, and everybody had felt it. So, yeah, I just avoided that. I would take the escalator or the elevator down. I would never go up and down those steps. So if I did, I would hold on to both sides because I felt like the energy was very angry and like they might try to push me down the steps. Oh, no. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. They can't get you. I don't know a whole lot about the Bible because I wasn't really raised with the Bible, but I know there's a story about when they were trying to get away from Pharaoh, and they were told to put the blood of the sacrificial lamb over the top of their house by where their doors were, and when the angel of death came through, it would just skip that house. So Sharon, you see your house with the sacrificial lamb's blood over it. Nothing gonna get you. Nothing gonna get you. You have a pretty bedroom, Sharon. I need somebody over here to help me get over my pack rat-ism. What happened to part 2 of your video today? I was binging it and it wouldn't play. Oh, Nicole, they blocked that because I had the radio on, and apparently one of the songs that was playing, I think a bot by that company picked up on it and notified YouTube, and they sent me an email and said it blocked it. So I'm going to try to get Dennis on Sunday to see if he can remove that part of the audio. If not, we'll just cut that little section out, and then I'll reload it. And I've got 2 other sections that I've got to upload too. I know, Sharon, it's my bad. You know what? I'm so new to this that I don't really know what I can get away with and what I can't. So I just tried. And I found out. But I think there's music on parts 1 and parts 3 too, but they just didn't get caught. So yeah. I would like to down the road, because I'm kind of putting a lot of money into other stuff that I'm buying for this. So that would help offset since I don't have an income anymore. It's just my husband's income. And he only works, normally he only works 3 days a week, but temporarily he's working 5. And so for a little while we got a little dab more, but you know how that goes. It goes quickly. Over here in Hawaii, and a lot of us people have noticed that things have jumped up in price at the grocery store, like seemingly overnight. The price of like things that were cheap to eat, chicken. Oh. Anyhow. Yeah, it would be good if I could. Will it let you hit the monetization button? I think you have to have 4,000 watchable hours first, and I only have like 1,000 something. I didn't know if you could monetize before then. That's what I was told. You had to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watchable hours. Watch time, not watchable hours, watch time. Yeah, so I just bide my time. It's okay because I'm learning how to make things nice. Like I was telling them, Sharon, that a lot of people make a lot more, they look really professional and they have like a little intro, or they do their editing in such a way and it looks professional and they don't have a backdrop like this. And yeah. Hi, Mel. I'll be with you in a minute, Mel. I'm just answering Sharon. So, you know what, Sharon? When my daughter and her kids moved out of the house, then that second bedroom became like a storage room. Bad, bad, Sunny. And so there's so much junk in there. And it needs to be all separated out. Some of it needs definitely thrown. Some of it needs definitely donated. Some of it needs definitely sold. And then probably a small little bit I'm going to keep. Those will probably be my purses. I have this really bad thing about purses. So anyhow, once I get that bedroom cleaned out, then the way that Crazy Chick had one room specified for her her filming, I could do that room like that too. So that would be convenient. And I've been wanting to clean it out. When I was working like so hard at Sears, and then when I came home, I was cooking dinner, I was doing dishes, I was doing laundry. On my days off, I was doing grocery shopping and paying bills and stuff. You tape all over the place. Well, that's because your house is clean all over the place. Once I get all of the stuff sorted, thrown, and I know what's what and what's where, especially if I get monetized. My first paycheck, I'm going to hire a maid to help me get this all scrubbed up and cleaned up. Because now that I've gotten older and more decrepit, it's really hard for me to get, it's physically hard for me to get it back up to where it should be. Well, if I take enough ibuprofen, I'm worried it's going to kill my liver though. So I try not to take ibuprofen too much, but the pain is so severe. And like my knees don't bend anymore, Sharon. I can't bend down. And a lot of cleaning requires bending down. I have that grabby thing, but that grabby thing doesn't work so much. Right? Well, I reckon if I pay somebody to fly over from the mainland here, they might help me. Oh, hi, girl boss. Nice to see you come in. Yeah, we've been here for 2 hours, and this is how we flow. This is how we roll. How we rolled into 5 hours last time. I need a cam that I can hold above my head and go lay in bed and talk to you while I'm putting my legs up on the pillow. Hi, Canada. Hi, Stacy. Oh, you know what? My stupidest thing I did was letting myself get out of shape, because that last time when I lost 160 pounds in 10 months, that was about, what, 6 years ago, I think. And if I had kept that off, I was doing so well. It's hard now because it hurts to walk. So I'd have to use my little walker thing with the rolling wheels. I'd have to walk around and around and around in the mall and keep taking rest. And what you do is you just build up little by little by little. Oh, you have a large chest. Join the club, Nicole. I got G size. And man, I'm so anxious for those puppies to go away. When I lose weight, they go down, down, down. When I was when I was a size 8, it was 125 pounds or so, 130 pounds. I barely had a 34B cup. And that was from cheating. All that leftover baggy skin on the side under my arms, I'd pull that on over into the bra cup too, just to get up to 34B. But you know, between the two of them, I'd rather have a flat chest than this big fluffy one, because this is such a hassle. The only thing I liked about being heavy is, and I can't get the only thing I like about being heavy is because when I'm a regular weight, I have no booty. And one of my friends that is Native American said what they call it is a long back, because your back just keeps going. You don't have any booty going like that. And now that I'm heavy, I got a little booty. Well, it's a big booty now. I was looking in the mirror and I was like, oh my goodness, look at that. It curves around like it's supposed to. No amount of squats would do that for me in 1988. And the machines, the squats, none of it would give me a nice round booty. I have like a boy kind of figure. But, you know, whatever. You have what you have, right? You gotta love yourself no matter what. But when I'm slim, I am like no top, and then my waist doesn't really go in. It just kind of goes straight down, no booty. Kind of, I think they call that an athletic figure. I don't know. I felt so good back in those days. But now I will just be satisfied to be able to move around a little bit. And, you know, my energy level goes up when I lose weight too. No booty, huh, Rasha? You're top heavy on the front and yeah. Oh, girl boss. Well, congratulations. Way to go. I was telling them once I get going, it's self-fulfilling, because you're feeling better, you want to feel better, you want to keep feeling even better, so you keep losing. It's just that first part of getting going. Tonight I'm going to cook boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I was thinking of simmering it in some salsa, or I also have a can of enchilada sauce. And the reason being is because I have sour cream and I have avocado that I could put on top of it when I bring it out. And I'm going to have some salad. Oh, thank you, honey. Girl boss, what's your first name? Not like I'm going to remember. I'm trying to memorize all these people's names. I need a notebook and jot it down. I know Mel now. Oh, you're Nicole too. So you must have dropped about a good 10 dress sizes, huh? Because it's approximately 10 pounds for every size. You had to buy a whole bunch of new clothes. I am excited to start eating salads again. My husband doesn't want to eat them because of the people that got sick because of the salad. But in the commissary, it has a sign up that says they don't get their salads from the areas that were having problems. I was at the Cheesecake Factory when I had my day off, and Alberta and I went out there. And their balsamic vinaigrette was so delicious that I was telling the waitress that, hey, I could get myself back on my diet if I could have this dressing. And she goes, well, they sell it by the jar. Just let them know. So I got me a jar. You went from a size 20 to a 10, yeah. Oh, and you're 5'10". Lordy, Lordy, I'm so jealous. Oh, I'm so jealous. I've always wanted to be tall. Because I'm not overweight, I'm under tall. That's all. When I was young, I was about 5'7.5", almost 5'8". And now I'm scared. My hubby thinks I've shrunk down to maybe 5'6". Hi from Ohio. Hi, Stephen. My husband's family is from Lancaster, Ohio. I haven't been there to visit for a very long time, but the whole family is a really great group of people. I just love them to pieces. It's been really hard to be over here. So Mel, what you doing today? What did you do? Did you have to go to work? I know Mel came in and I asked her to wait her turn because I was talking to Sharon at the time. But that's been a few minutes now. Mel wants to move over here. She lived over here at one time and she's homesick. And I went through that. We had lived here about, oh my goodness, I think 8 years or something. And then we went back to the mainland because since my daughter was the first grandchild, I thought my mom and dad, really should be able to be around her. So we moved back for that purpose. And that didn't turn out to be the fairy tale that I thought it would be. So, yeah, and I was so homesick. So I totally get where Mel is psychologically. I would listen to all my old albums. Those were the days of the turntables. And I'd listen to all my Hawaiian albums and cry myself to sleep at good part of almost every night of the week. And Dennis cross-trained into a different career field just to get us back home here. And so we came back in after only 3 years in the mainland, but it seemed like forever. Oops. We all need to stretch. Hi, Stephen. I'm getting ready to sell my house, so I've been packing. Wow. Well, why are you selling your house? Not to move over here, I hope. You better have robbed a bank or two just to be able to afford it. Sometimes I kick around the idea of moving to the mainland just because I haven't seen much of the mainland and there's adventures that I want to have, but I'm thinking, if things turn around and I make some coin, I might be able to buy a small house here and then just fly over and travel around in an RV and see everybody. I would love that. Yeah, it's 2 hours. Does anybody else want to go and walk around the house a little bit and come back? I can start cooking my chicken ahead of time. That way when I go to get Dennis, I'll turn off the oven. Oh dear, Rasha. Oh no. Yeah, Rasha, you're going to school in Mobile, Alabama after the first of the year. I have 1 year to go, then we'll move west. Yeah. You're getting your degree in what now, Mel? Sharon's in Montgomery, aren't you, Sharon? Or is it like a little suburb of Montgomery? Sharon might have gone. Oh, that's right. You told me cardiac ultrasound. I'm glad I have nurses in this family. I'll be well taken care of. I actually kind of anti-medical. Not for other people, just for me. Yeah, I figure I'm going to set up my little oven here. I'm going to cook the chicken and get that set up. So when I go to get Dennis, I'll turn that off, but leave everything in there warm. And then when I pick him up, we can just come. Oh, you know what? I'm not cooking tonight. You know why? Because tonight is Baskin Robbins, $1.50 for each scoop. They have that every month that has 31 days. So on the 31st day, Dennis and I have a date to have dinner out over at the shopping center. And then afterwards go and get our 1 scoop of ice cream after. That's the best way when you're losing weight, by the way, ladies. Don't have desserts in the house. Go somewhere else and have small little bit. And then come back to the house and it has no goodies in there. My granddaughter just left to go home, so I'm off to Mimi duty. She loved you reading to her. Aww. I need to read to him some more. I so understand that. I want to eventually study pediatric cardiac ultrasound, get my patients to grow and thrive. You're so awesome, Mel. I'm really proud of you. So, I have a predicament because Auntie Vernon is the one that won the contest, and I'm trying to fix her up a nice box specifically to things she likes. And one of my ideas was, well, I'm terrible. I'm going to spill the beans. Okay, Nicole, it was really good for you to drop in. I love you too, honey. Good night. Oh, that was great that we met that boss girl, Nicole. Now we have 2 Nicoles that we're loving. I need a Rolodex. I need a notebook. There's so many people that I got to memorize their names to their YouTube to kind. Here I was thinking I was going to make chicken tonight, and then I forgot we're not eating in. I work from home, so I'd like to have a live stream or podcast to make things more lively. Oh! Came over from Peter Mons. Wolf Pack forever. Thanks for working with me, y'all. You're from the South, Stephen? Whereabouts? I used to have a real... YouTube stopped and I had to resume. Are you guys all here? Leave me a little emoji or something if you're here. Nicole's still here. Yeah, my YouTube app stopped on me. Nicole is still here. Mel is still here. Oh. Sheila. Welcome, Sheila. We were just about to take an intermission and then YouTube threw me off on its own sweet time. So I had to, of course, hit resume just to establish my dominance over YouTube. Oh. Just to show them who's boss. We all know who's boss. YouTube's boss. Yeah, I used to have quite a... Is Steven still here? He probably fell off. I used to have quite a southern accent. We lived in... flattery will get you everywhere, Nicole. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I feel so guilty for not doing anything for the kids for these 2 days. Bad grandma. Yeah, I lived in Waco, Texas from the time I was 10 months old until I was 5. And then we went back the summer before my senior year in high school. And I was there for another, let's see, that was 71. And then Dennis and I left in 75, so that's another 4 years. So 9 years out of my life I've lived in Texas. And do you know, it took the longest time to get myself to really concentrate when I talk about this. This is coconut oil. Most people say this is coconut oil. You know what, in Texas, if I recall correctly what I struggled against saying, this is coconut all. all. Something like that. It used to come natural, now I have to fake it. But for 15 years, I had to struggle to make myself say oil. Because I would always get teased about saying, give me the oil. That southern accent is hard to shake. She's only 8 months old. We live south of San Antonio. Ah. Well, my granddaughter and her son and her daddy are in, and they've got other relatives down there too, like cousins and aunties and uncles, and her other grandpa is over there. Down around in the areas of Georgetown, and I think the other grandpa, I think, is in Waco. The one uncle is in Galveston. So, yeah. Oh, I think because my family originally was from Dubuque, Iowa. So a lot of what I heard from my mom and dad were Midwestern kind of sayings, like you guys. And my friend Ginger, her mom would always say that something was just the berries. And oh wow, Sheila, that's cool. My Savannah is the apple of my eye. She and I, we've been like this since she was born. As a matter of fact, her and I, our song was always "You Are My Sunshine." And then when Talk about brain fart. What's the first name? Joanne. When Joanne made that song, and it's like a little snippet with her four girls saying, "Hi, Mrs. Sunflower." Did you guys all see that? Make me cry every time I see it. So sweet. And I like how at the end she's got a poster that says, "No matter where you go, make sure you take your own sunshine with you," or something to that effect. Just love, love, love it. Oh, I got 11 people in here and I had 11 thumbs up. Well, now only 9 people. But when it was 11:11, it was like, whoo, 11:11. Who else always, anybody else always seem to look at a digital clock and see 11:11? I know that's kind of a thing now. I've been having that experience for probably 25 years. Oh, thank you, Laura. It's got some little sparkles. This new camera, I might take this phone back. I hope it's not defective. Its focus is not impressive. I was grumbling about that earlier today. Oh, I like all colors. I don't like black because we had to wear it at Sears so much. So it seemed oppressive, you know, because you didn't have. So I love all colors. Hi, Mel. Yeah, I thought I'd do something a little sparkly. I had them at the tail end, put some sparkles in. They almost look like my flowers, look. Yay! I had this color put on before I got my flowers. Yay, Safeway. See, this is my cup. I've had this cup for 5 years. Okay. You guys, Nicole is right. I need to get up, walk around, walk upstairs, take a shishi break. Yes, I did, honey. You are right. The little girl in me needs you scolding me like that, because that's the truth. You only do it because you love me. I know. And I love you too. Okay, I'm going to turn it off then. Oh, that's so cute, Sheila. Okay, yeah, no, my legs actually feel pretty good. But while they're feeling good, I'm going to walk around and probably go upstairs. You know what I'll do is I'll unhook my cell phone from here so I can put the charger on it. I'll lay on my side on the bed. I like to lay on my left side. I don't know what it is, but I always feel like my legs, like the varicose veins recuperate when I stretch out my legs. Well, let's see. It is, what time is it? It is 3:30, so I could come on for from 4:15 to 5 o'clock, another 45 minutes. Should we? Maybe other people can come in at that time. Would you guys be happy with 45 minutes? Okay, Mel. Okay, Nicole. Thank you for being my surrogate kids. I wish I could just hug you so much. I really want to hug you guys. Aw, I understand, Rasha. This time zone stuff really sucks. Okay, I'm going to turn it off then, and I'll be back in about, let's see, it's 3, I can't even see, 3:21. So let's say in an hour. I'll come back in an hour, okay? Okay, I'll answer some comments while I'm laying on my side up there, stretching out my legs. Okay, Laura. Mwah. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Love you guys. You my honeys. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Oh, I love you guys to pieces. Well, I'd sit here for another hours telling you how I love you, so I'm going to have to hang up. Let me hang up. Now, how do I hang up? Is it the X in the corner? See what grandmas are. The grandmas need their teenagers by their side.